Alright, let's get the sound going a little bit. I'm just trying this one time to see how it works. That's all I'm doing. Because I still think that the multiple orientation live streaming, I think it's dumb because you're wasting a YouTube notification doing it. Because instead of sending out one notification, you're sending out two notifications. So to me, it's kind of dumb. But people like doing it, and people love doing it. So, let me get in the room here so I can see you guys in the live chat. I'm working on that. Give me a minute. Oh, why is that not showing up? What is that doing? I can't read what that says. Alright, so I'm going to turn that off for a minute. Because I don't know what that's doing. Alright, so we're gonna talk about live chat in a minute. We're gonna talk about it in just a minute. And as soon as I get this ready. I almost sound like fucking Sling Blade when I do the Why am I only seeing myself live? I'm supposed to be live twice, though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why didn't the other one start? Oh, I see what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to stop the other. I get it now. I fucking get it now. It was. Yeah, it was my fault. I see what I did now. Bear with me here a minute. Bear with me here a minute. Uh, Let me see. Uh, where are my details so I can actually find where the fucking room is? Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here's where the room is. So I guess in order to fucking live stream in the two orientations, I gotta start the other button. Okay. Alright, I get it now. Because XSplit, everybody's been doing the multi streaming with StreamYards and all that other shit. Well, fucking XSplit just joined the game and allows you to do it. So if I click one button, we'd be in fucking both orientations. You know, the this way and that way. You know, when you're in the two formats, this way and that way. Yeah, so I'm gonna start this just to see how it works. Alright, let's see what that does. That do anything? Alright, I clicked the button on both, so let's see. This is all new to me, all this shit. I'm just fooling around with this stuff anyways. Now am I on twice? No, I'm only on once. How the fuck are you supposed to start the second live when you're in the other format? See? Like I said, it's all new to me. I'm trying to figure it out. And we're losing people while I'm trying to figure it out. Come on. What do I gotta do it the other way? I don't know. All right, so I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try to figure it out because we're losing people. But I had it set up though where I should have went on twice in both formats, but I probably didn't do it correctly. But that's all right. We'll see what happens. Did I select it right over here, though? That's what I need to know. Alright, I'll play with this later. I don't want to be wasting fucking notifications by fucking with this shit. So we'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone. I tried a little test, a little pre-test before going live here. So it only let me go live once. That's alright. I'll have to figure it out. What the hell's going on with it? Because it should have let me fucking do it in both formats. But this is not what we're here for at the moment. Alright, so let's get to the discussion at hand, shall we? Alright. Alright, so we'll do that. Alright. So I gotta find a screenshot here. And then we'll get into the topic of the video, and we won't. I was just trying to do something new to see if it worked, you know. You know the old saying, secretary was new, and I explained it, you know. Alright, so, alright. So this showed up in my chat the last time. This showed up in my chat the last live stream. Okay, that showed up in my chat the last live stream, alright? So with that being said, I want to talk about that screenshot a minute, shall we? Shall we talk about this screenshot right here? I think we should. So somebody put a screenshot in my chat the last time, and it says, Emo, you don't pay attention to your chat. You're damn right I don't pay attention to my chat. Why don't I pay attention to my chat? Because everybody in my chat is useless to me. Okay? That's right. Because 99.9% of my chat is useless and worthless assholes in my chat. Not real people, bots and trolls. That's what's in my chat 90% of the time. And these assholes come to my room to get a fucking rise out of me. They come out of they come out of the woodwork to see if they're gonna poke the bear and get fucking emo to fucking spurg the fuck out. That's their number one objective. So I don't give a fuck about my chat. I don't give a fuck about my chat. Everybody's going to say, emo, that's a bad thing to say, because your viewers are supposed to help your channel. Your viewers are supposed to support me. No, my viewers fucked me. Now, how did my viewers fuck me? Oh, because a bunch of them, because 99.9 of them were faggoty Andy trolls. Okay? And with the faggoty Andy troll mentality, or the FGOTs as I like to call them, or the fucking Association of Goon Gang Trolls, decided to get me demonetized. So you guys ain't paying me, bitch. That's why you're worthless. You guys ain't paying me. So that's why the fuck you're worthless to me. In yesterday's chat, and I want to be clear on this, there was only one real person in my chat yesterday. Only one person. Okay? And the rest were all worthless trolls. And I know I'm not spelling this right. But this will do, because people will know who I'm talking about. I said, this was the only decent person in my chat. The rest of them were all fucking trolls. The rest of them were all fucking trolls. And I know I didn't spell his username right now. It's not the point. Okay? The name I just put on the screen is Monkeye 83. He was the only real person in here yesterday. The rest of the people were worthless faggot trolls. So why should I give a fuck about what you're typing in chat, assholes? Why should I give a fuck? I don't watch your fucking troll videos. I don't watch your videos when you take what I say and fucking twist it. I don't watch your videos. You can't get a rise out of me anymore because I won't let the trolls get a rise out of me anymore. So your opinions and views are irrelevant because you don't pay me, bitch. You guys don't pay my bills. You don't pay me. This channel was originally supposed to be a business to make money, and people decided to fuck me and destroy it as a fucking business. Yeah. So why should I give a fuck what you guys are saying in chat right now? Why the fuck should I give a fuck what you're saying in chat when you're all worthless to me? That's right. All a bunch of worthless idiots to me. Just saying. And then there's going to be I bet you there's at least one faggot troll in the fucking room typing this right now. I bet you there's one fucking faggot troll in the room, and I'm not even looking at the chat. But I know there's going to be one faggot troll in the room, and you know what they're going to say? You want to know what the fuck they're going to say? Right? You know what they're going to say? But emo, you only care about the money. Everything is money, 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 money to you. Okay? And yes, it takes money to make money. That's what these faggot trolls don't understand. I needed my monetization to be able to go out and cop watch. I needed my monetization to pay my bills. I needed my monetization to be able to do audits. Now some troll is gonna be in there saying, "But emo, that's bullshit. That's bullshit." No, it's not. Okay, so one time Chuck Bronson put it in his Discord. I'm gonna give a shout out to Chuck Bronson again. A great channel on YouTube, drives around looking for police activity, likes to audit the cops and shit, right? So he'll go driving around in his car looking for, police action, okay? Looking for police action and police activity, right? So he'll spend 6-7 hours a night driving around in his car. Do you think if Chuck Bronson didn't have subscribers that paid him and was allowed to use Streamlabs and all the shit so he gets to chat up on the screen and all that shit, right? Because we know Chuck Bronson has all of that shit. Do you think Chuck Bronson would be able to go out there every night riding around, wasting gas? Does gas miraculously come out of thin air? Or do you have to buy gasoline? You have to buy gasoline, don't you? So Chuck's gotta buy gasoline. Who pays for Chuck Bronson's gasoline so he can go out on patrol and fill in the police all night? His subscribers. Yeah, because it takes money to make content to make more money. And everybody's going to say, well, emo, it's all about the money with you. So Chuck Bronson's driving around Fort Myers, and all of a sudden, he's driving around Fort Myers, and all of a sudden, as he's driving, he hears, and the whole fucking car is shaking, and now he's got a flat. He's got to pull over the side of the road because he's got a flat. Does a tire miraculously go on his car for free? Or does Chuck Bronson have to buy a new fucking tire to continue the cop watching? Right? Chuck Bronson has to buy a fucking tire. When he blows a tire, he's got to pay for gasoline. When he's driving the fuck around, he's out in the pouring rain and the fucking windshield wiper breaks. The windshield wiper isn't miraculously gonna fix itself because Chuck Bronson doesn't own Christine. You see why I say I needed money to make this channel a success? That's why I asked for money. That's why I wanted to be monetized. Because it takes money to make content. And that's one thing the faggot trolls didn't understand. And still don't fucking understand. So when Chuck is out there making these YouTube videos, he's got to pay for gas. He's got to pay for maintenance on the car. So, all right, I'll give you another example of why it takes money to make content. And this is what the trolls don't understand. It takes money to make content. I keep telling you, and that's why it's always been about the money. You're damn right. It's always been about the damn money, because without the money, I can't make good content. And you motherfuckers know this. So Monkey83 was the only decent person in my chat yesterday. He was the only fucking decent person in my fucking chat. Everybody else was a scumbag. Everybody else was a loser. Nobody in the chat pays my fucking bills. I had to put a pair of socks on my fucking hands yesterday to go out and shovel snow because I can't even afford a pair of gloves. And you guys think I'm supposed to just ride around and the gas is miraculously gonna go in my tank? So you maggot faggot trolls don't give a fuck about me. You never gave a fuck about me. So why should I give a fuck about what you have to say in the fucking chat right now? Why should I pay attention to my chat? Because my chat, every 99.9% of the people in my chat are worthless to me. You guys are useless. Useless. That's what you are. You're all fucking useless. It's like that with anything in life. Any business takes money to start it. You think, oh, look at this over here here on the corner of 9th and Broadway in New York City. Look at this. Look at this, guys. I got my nice restaurant open here. Look at all the people coming in and out of the door. Right? Because a restaurant is dooming. The restaurant's doing good. But what you don't realize behind the scenes, the asshole who owns the restaurant had to pay to get the license, pay to get the state license for the restaurant. The person who owns that restaurant that's on Broadway doing good had to pay for the inspectors to come in. If it's a hamburger joint, had to pay for all the beef patties to come in. You gotta pay for all your fucking hamburger buns. Oh, you're selling French fries too? Okay, so now the fucking you have to buy all your potato products. Then you can be McDonald's and make all kinds of money. But the food just doesn't come. The owners have got to buy it first before they can sell it to you, idiot. This is why I keep telling you it takes money to make money, and you guys didn't give a fuck. So why should I give a fuck? Well, you don't pay attention to my chat because my chat is irrelevant to me. It is worthless. It's filled with a bunch of faggot losers. That's what my chat is. It's filled with a bunch of low-life, faggot, worthless, fucking people. That's what's in my chat. So why should I give a fuck about your opinion? Again, when Chuck Bronson blows a tire on the side of the road, a tire just doesn't miraculously appear on his car and he's able to continue cop watching. Gas doesn't miraculously appear in Chuck Bronson's gas tank. When Chuck Bronson breaks a fucking windshield wiper, a fucking windshield wiper just doesn't miraculously reappear on his car as a brand new fucking... Because this is reality. This is not Stephen King Christine world shit where the car regenerates itself. Okay? That's the reality. It costs... And I can't find the post. One time Chuck Bronson typed in his Discord that it cost him twice the amount of money to go out cop watching than what he's making on YouTube. YouTube is not even paying for half of Chuck Bronson's expenses to ride around and just go film the cops all fucking night. YouTube doesn't even cover half of his monthly expenses. Why? Because it takes money to make money, and this is what these worthless faggot trolls don't get. That's what they don't fucking get. So again, the only decent person out of all the motherfuckers that was in my room yesterday was Monkey 83. He was the only one that was in there that was worth the damn. Everybody else was a fucking loser. Everybody else was asking, am I banned? Can anybody see me? Am I banned? A whole bunch of people asking that. Well, why should I waste my time on your worthless ass when you don't pay me, bitch? Why should I waste my time on your worthless fucking ass? Just saying. Let's see if I can get the correct spelling of that, because I don't want to continue to fucking spell the guy's name wrong. Good. Come on, YouTube. I know you can do it. And I want channels. See? Why is it when you go search somebody's fucking name on YouTube, they automatically want to take you to videos? When I search your fucking name, I'm gonna find it before the end of this fucking live stream. But that's why I get pissed off. But PayPal Patty can have a fucking PayPal link on this fucking channel. Nobody calls him a scammer. Harvey Freebird can have a PayPal link and Streamlabs fucking links on this channel, and nobody calls him a scammer. A scammer. Chuck Bronson can have a fucking PayPal link and his fucking shout out super chat link and his channel, and nobody calls him a scammer. Scammer. Dion Fisherman has his PayPal links on his channel. Nobody calls him a scammer. The fucking Eric Brandt had his PayPal links on his channel. Nobody called Eric Brandt a scammer. John Felix has his fucking donation links on his channel. Nobody calls him a scammer. Canada Cop Watch has his fucking information on his fucking channel, and nobody calls him a scammer. Every fucking channel on YouTube has their PayPal information, but it's okay for all of them to do it, but Emo had the audacity to put a PayPal link on this channel, so now Emo is the biggest scammer on YouTube. According to you faggot trolls. According to you faggot trolls. You think I pissed in my tank and miraculously showed up in Rockwall, Canada, Rockwall, Texas? No, that Rockwall trip cost me $1,200. That's including a $200 deposit, which I got back from Enterprise because I turned their fucking car back in undamaged and unscathed. So in reality, just to go to fucking Maine and Texas, and I don't even think there's an hour and a half of Rockwall video, not even an hour's worth of fucking Rockwall content on my on the channel. I spent $1,000 to record less than an hour's worth of material, and you motherfuckers want to tell me it doesn't take money to make money? You fucking motherfuckers want to tell me that again? Huh? You want to tell me that again, assholes? Because I think the live stream that I did in Texas, I don't even think I recorded an hour's worth of video in Texas. So spent $1,000 to go on a Texas trip, and then fucking didn't even make it. Made less than an hour's worth of video out of it. Yeah, that was a big fucking waste of money. But again, I was trying to build my channel up back then. And it took money to make money, and this is what you don't get. This is what these faggot trolls don't get. So you know what? I'm at the point where I don't give a fuck about nobody. When I first came on here, I gave a fuck about the homeless. When I first came on here, I had compassion for other people. When I first came on here, I felt sorry for other people. Now I don't give a fuck about other people because those other people don't give a fuck about me. Okay? So now I don't give a fuck about nobody. But myself. And one of the reasons why I got trolled is because I had the audacity to tell somebody from the UK to fuck off, that they didn't need to stick their nose in the US's business. That's right, Shiva. Well, I wanna organize all the 1A auditors, and I think the 1A auditors should have this rubric. And a code of conduct and a rubric on how the fucking auditors should behave and all this other shit. They don't meet a certain criteria, they can't be an auditor. No, because I'm Shiva from the United Kingdom, and I think I should be able to tell the USA how to run their country. No. Mind your business. I told you 6 fucking years to mind your business. You don't live here in the United States, mind your fucking business. That's what I told you 6 fucking years ago. See, because the way I am here, the way I am at this end, the way I feel about shit when it comes to YouTube, right? The way I feel about YouTube when it comes to fucking YouTube. I mean, excuse me, I said that wrong. The way I feel about the United States is, unless it's happening in this country, I don't give a fuck what's happening in other fucking countries. Did you see one video on any of my channels of me talking about Israel? Did you ever see one video on any of my channels talking about talking about how Russia should run the country of Russia? Did I make any videos talking about Palestine? Did I make any videos talking about Venezuela? Did I make any videos talking about the going-ons in Iraq? Did I make any fucking videos about the going-ons in Cuba? No, because I don't give a fuck about those. I don't live there. It's none of my business how they run their fucking country, so I don't give a fuck. I only care what's happening here in the United States. And Shiva should have only cared about what was happening in the fucking UK. Shiva, I still say, Shiva, the four-eyes pedophile faggot that he is, had no business trying to organize the U.S. 1A community. He don't live here in the United States. He don't belong butting in. Neither does 10th Man. He lives in fucking Canada. Worry about fucking Canada. Don't come in here with Shiva and try to tell the 1A community how to run their shit in the USA, a country you two fucking faggots do not live in. And that's one of the things that started the war with Shiva. And I still stand by that. I still fucking stand by it. I don't give a fuck what happens in another country. I could care less. Till this country gets attacked, till Russia sends, when Russia sends a message over and says, you got 20 minutes to kiss your ass goodbye, and then the missiles are fucking coming for the United States, then I'll worry about it. When we're being attacked in this country, then I'll fucking worry about it. I only care about what goes on in this country. I don't give a fuck what happens in Australia. I don't give a fuck what happens in China. I don't give a fuck what happens in Japan. I didn't give a fuck what happened in Israel. I didn't give a fuck what happened in Palestine. I don't give a fuck what happened in Russia. It's none of my business because I don't live there. I stay out of it. And that's what Shiva should have did. And because I stood my fucking ground and I doubled down like I'm doubling down right now, Shiva couldn't handle it. And him and this fucking fucking faggot, worthless piece of shit buddies did everything in their power to demonetize my channel because they couldn't handle it. And I told them, you don't live in this country, fuck off. That's what I told them. And they couldn't fucking handle it. Shiva and 10th Man could not fucking handle it. Worthless, gay, toothless, fucking piece of shit, fucking scumbag that he is. So you're damn right. I'm not paying attention to my chat. Why should I give a fuck about my chat? Because my fucking chat doesn't pay my bills. So why the fuck should I give a fuck about my chat? Why should I care about you? What makes you relevant that I should give a fuck about you? Because you made a few... we clipped up things and we twisted what he said. And it's funny. It's funny. And people are going to say, well, Emo, it's because of the things you said on YouTube is why you got demonetized. Calling people faggots on YouTube got you demonetized. Calling people the N-word got you demonetized. Singing plantation man, shit like that. You claim that's what got me fucking demonetized. But all of you motherfuckers who have been stealing my fucking content for the same years, you got the full video of me saying the N-word on your channel, and you're making money off of it. You're monetized. So don't tell me because I said the N-word, I'm monetized. You got my full videos of me saying the word. Well, email, you say the word faggot, so that's homophobic hate speech. But yet all my trolls who are monetized have those videos up with me saying faggot this, faggot that, faggot this, faggot that, faggot this, faggot that, and they're able to get money, right? So that's irrelevant. Why did my speech have anything to do with it when the trolls take the same goddamn videos and they have it on their fucking channel and they're fucking monetized? Ooh! That pisses me off. Now, I didn't say now, I wasn't singing the song today to be racist because I swore after the new year I wasn't going to be racist again. I brought it up as an example because it's shit that happened up in my past that, you know, I know it was wrong. I know it was dumb. The Plantation Man song should have never happened. Me calling people the N-word should have never fucking happened. So when I mentioned that today in today's video, I want to be clear that I'm not saying that shit in a racist connotation. I'm pointing out my own bad behavior of when I said it in a racist connotation. Okay? But yeah, you got hum along if you can't sing along. A monetized channel that's got my fucking videos up there with every swear word in it, every slur in it, every threat of violence in it, and he's able to make fucking money on my stolen content. Dragonut, same thing. Was able to post my videos with all the slurs in it. Was able to post my videos when I threatened people. Was able to post my videos when I sung the song Blank Man. Okay, we're not gonna repeat it anymore. But he was allowed to get monetized and emo gets fucked. Yeah. Yeah. That's the story of my fucking life. So why should I give a fuck about what you faggots are saying in my chat? Why should I give a fuck? Because again, it takes money to make money. You decide, all right, I want to buy. You decide, oh, I want to go in the carnival food business. I want to sell Amish donuts. I'm gonna buy a fucking race car trailer, and I'm gonna turn it into a food joint. And when I turn that race car trailer into a food joint, I'm gonna make millions of dollars fucking selling Amish donuts out the fucking windows. So then these mega trolls go to the fucking fair and they see this trailer that's been converted over, that was once a car trailer, converted over. And they see this guy by the name of Steve making Amish donuts and he's raking it in. But they don't see the other side of the coin. They don't see the other side of the coin where it takes money to make money. So Steve had to go out and buy a $50,000 truck to haul that trailer. Steve had to pay $20,000 or $30,000 for that trailer. Steve had to put in his insult system, the fire suppression system, over the fucking grills and the fryer laters. That costs anywhere from about $5,000 to about $20,000. Then he's got to go to the fucking fair, and when he says, "Oh, Townsville Fair, I want to bring my fucking trailer here and sell Amish donuts," using this as an example. Well, how big's your trailer? Then you got to pay so much a foot to lot rent at the carnival. But these guys don't realize that Steve put hundreds of thousands of dollars to get to the point where he's serving donuts out the window. These trolls want to skip the part of building the trailer. They want to skip the part about buying the stock for the restaurant. They want to skip the part about putting the insult system in and go right to the part, well, this guy's making money, I can do it. Okay? He didn't take it from a stock cargo trailer to a full functioning business miraculously, did he? He had to pay money and put sinks and insult systems in and all this other shit, and refrigerators and freezers and all this shit. But no, these trolls think you can just go out there and make money. It doesn't work that way. Just like Chuck Bronson has to pay for all of his fucking gas. Chuck Bronson has to pay for tires when the tire blows out. Chuck Bronson says, "Oh, there's the fucking cherries and berries right there. I see them three lights down the street. Let's go get them, guys." And he goes to floor the truck, and all of a sudden, Chuck Bronson's car is going, and it's not moving because he just blew a transmission. Is it transmission miraculously gonna repair itself in Chuck Bronson's car? No, he's gotta go out and buy one. Idiot! Oh, it makes me so fucking mad with this shit. The trolls think I should just be able to go out and drive 3 hours to a protest and not pay a dime to get there. It doesn't work that way, asshole. It doesn't work that way in anything. Just saying. Just saying. So you're damn right. I'll say it one more time. Well, because I know some troll is typing that in the fucking chat right now. But an email, oh, you care about money. You're damn right, because it takes money to make money. Any business you want to start, to buy all the supplies for it, to pay the rent, or buy a building, it's going to cost you money. Then you got to pay for radio and TV and newspaper advertisements and hope that people come to your restaurant. You think just because you put a sign up and you open this brand new restaurant, people are miraculously going to come with no advertisement? What do you think you see what do you think you see Arby's commercials? Oh, come to Arby's. We have the meats. Because they need that money to make money. They have to pay that money out to the TV stations to make money. Okay? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, do you realize it's back? Oh, the best sandwich since sliced bread. The McRib is back at your local McDonald's. Come to fucking McDonald's and buy the McRib today. You think that ad just miraculously appears on the radio? You think that ad just miraculously appears on the TV? No, the McDonald's Corporation had to pay for that. So you would see it, and hopefully it would lure your fucking ass to the restaurant. It takes money to make money. So you're damn right. Is emo all about the money? You're goddamn right I am. Quoting Jack Nicholson in Few Good Men, you're goddamn right it does. So why should I pay attention to my chat? When I said Monkey 83 was the only decent one in my room last night. Okay? Monkey 83 was the only one. That was decent in my room last night. Everybody else was a worthless troll. Yep. So, why should I read the chat when there was only one person that was decent in yesterday's live stream? Only one. Only one. And I know his name ain't spelled right, but I don't give a fuck, and it's giving me a hard time spelling it. I'm trying to spell it, but it wants to be a dick. And because he doesn't make videos as much as he used to be, I'm having a hard time finding his fucking channel. So that's why I don't give a fuck what people say in my fucking room. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And then YouTube changed everything where I can't even find my subscription monitor page. So I can't even look up Monkey on my subscription monitor page. I hate when I'm live streaming and I can't find something. Nothing fucking annoys me more than when I'm trying to professionally run a fucking live stream and you can't find half the shit you want to show people. Yeah. It should be here somewhere. Somewhere. Oh, where the fuck is it? L. Okay, so that's Mark. Max. Where are you? I know you're on this fucking list somewhere. Why is he not showing up? Alright, let me see if I can do it this way. Go, I said! Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding his channel because he hasn't made any videos in so long. But yeah, Monk Guy 83 was the only one that was this... was the only person decent in my chat last night. The rest of them were all idiots. The rest of them were all fucking losers. Okay? Yeah. And it shouldn't have had to been that way. Okay? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, Mama. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, this is the spare lighter. I gotta put this lighter away because that's gonna fucking... This is a good lighter. Now everyone's gonna say, Emo, what's the difference? Why did you put your other lighter away? Well, I'll tell you why I put my... Alright, so here's my lighters. They're made by the Eagle Corporation. Okay? They both had... I put the same cartoon character on both of them. And yes, one of these was a replacement for one of these. Now you're gonna say, well, Emo, if they both work, why would you have to replace your lighter? Why would you have to do that? Why would you have to replace your lighter and have two of them? Because this one right here is the one I bought to replace this one. But everybody's gonna say, well, why did you replace this one if they both work? And the answer, my friend, is it came down to money. It came down to money. Is why I had to buy another lighter. Because when I bought this one first, see the difference? I don't know if you can see this. When I turn this on, what does this do? Watch. How many jets are coming out of that fucking thing? How many fucking jets are coming out of this? Right? There's 2 jets coming out of this fucking thing, right? Because the smoke shop had these lighters. Right? Had these lighters first. And it's a cost thing. Now look at this one. See the difference? This one uses less butane, people. Because this one only has 1 jet that comes out. This one is a double hitter. This one has a double barrel where this one is single. Okay? That's why I had to do that. Because this one... the way I can describe it, this is like, this would be like a Honda. This would be like a Honda Accord with 4 cylinders versus a Honda Accord with 8 cylinders. Which one's going to use more gas? The 8-cylinder Honda Accord or the 4-cylinder Honda Accord? Okay? Yeah, so I use that one only as a spare because it uses double the butane that this one uses. Because the other one has 2 jets that come out. This one only has 1. So it'd be like running, it'd be like having a 69 Camaro. Oh, you have a 69 Camaro. One Camaro has a 4-barrel carburetor. The other Camaro has a 2-barrel carburetor. Which one's going to use less gas? The 2-barrel carburetor, right? Instead of the 4. Because it's half the power. It's half the speed. So, yeah. That's why I have 2 of them, because this one... But you know what they did to these fucking things? They made these fucking things fireproof. When I first moved here, and I fucking started smoking this brand of cigars and cigarettes, I could light this thing, put it down in the fucking ashtray, and walk away. They fucking fireproof this bastard. So see, it's already fucking out. I just slit the fucking thing and it's already out. So I like to walk right up to the people, the cocksucker who invented fire-safe cigarettes. I like to walk right up to him and say, "You cocksucker, bang, zoom!" That's what I like to do to the guy who invented fucking fire-safe cigarettes. I don't want to fucking, take him out, but not to lunch. I'm not talking about doing it that bad. But the guy who invented this fireproofing shit for cigarettes and cigars, I like to just walk over and dead punch him right in the fucking kisser. I like to break his fucking jaw for a little bit. You know? Not to kill, but just to maim a little bit. Yeah, when I said maim a little bit, I was making fun of fucking John Candy a little bit. Does anybody remember where that line comes from? You know, I like to keep an axe in my trunk. To know when a loved one possibly is drinking, the good old Uncle Buck with the hatchet scene. I don't want to kill you, Buck. I just want to maim a little bit. Yeah, John Candy was fucking good. I still remember exactly where I was. One of the things I can't stand. One of the things I cannot stand. Here's another John Candy thing for you. Seeing that we're talking about John Candy now, I'm trying to inject a little humor into this live stream. So, we're wearing these kind of shoes. Dirt gets in these shoes a lot. And a lot of times I'll go to get up and walk around the house and there'll be dirt in my shoe. And Mike says I do this way too much, but I'll go. But these type of shoes, dirt loves to go in these type of shoes because of how open this is, right? So there's this scene. I'll give you a little bit of John Candy. So there's this scene in a movie called Summer Rental, where John Candy accidentally leaves the door open to a summer cottage. He goes outside for a little bit, comes back in the house, comes back, and all the beach bums are now in John Candy's fucking house. Right? And he's trying to get the fucking... And he's wearing crutches because he did something to his knee or something in the movie. And John Candy walks up to the refrigerator and he's holding the crutch, right? Because he's trying to get everybody to get the fuck out of his house. And he takes the crutch and he goes over to the refrigerator, right, with the crutch. And he's like, get out of my house. So a lot of times dirt will get in my shoe and I'll quote John Candy. I'll actually pick the shoe up and beat it. Get out of my shoe. Like that. That's me doing John Candy. Because I hate that when something gets in my shoe. So I'll just pick, middle of nowhere, some dirt will get in my shoe and I'll just pick up my shoe and bang it up against something and I'll literally say that line from the movie, only instead of get out of my house, I'll say get out of my shoe. I'll be like banging the shoe. Get out of my fucking shoe. Oh, I love John Candy. I use that line a lot, people. Get out of my shoe. I use that all the time. Oh, shit. Because I hate stuff getting in my shoes. I absolutely hate that. I despise that. But I can tell you exactly where I was. I can give you the docs. I can give you the location. I can tell you exactly where it happened. I still remember this to this day. Me and my mother, we were friends. Me and my mother, when we were living in Maine, we were hanging out with. My mother started going over to this Assembly God church, and my mother really liked the pastor. And my mother really hit it off with the pastor and all that shit. Pastor had a wife and a few kids. He had a daughter that had the same name as a famous singer that died from anorexia, the same first name as a singer who died from anorexia. Matter of fact, the day that this pastor's daughter was born was actually the day that the drummer died. She died from anorexia in the 80s. So, and I thought it was funny that, and and of course with them being fucking a Christian family, they didn't really believe in it. But I used to tell her all the time, I think your daughter is a reincarnation of the one that died. And they used to look at me like I had fucking 20 heads. So think of a drummer singer that died because of anorexia, and you'll know who I'm talking about. You'll know the first name. They actually call they also call women this that are irate and out of control. So you should know what the first name is. Okay. So, and I'll get into why this is relevant in a minute. So So we were going to this church in New Hampshire, and then the pastor decided, oh, I'm going to take a job in Rhode Island. And he changed churches, and he asked my mother if she wanted a position in the church. If my mother wanted to take a position in the church and be hired by the new church he was going to. This is how I wound up in Rhode Island for 14 years. So, the pastor and his family went to Rhode Island first. I went to Rhode Island 6 months later. The only reason why I didn't go right then when they went down was because I was still in my senior year of high school, and my mother wanted me to finish high school. She didn't want me to change schools in the middle of the year. So she's like, well, you graduate in June. In July, we'll go down to Rhode Island. Okay, so it was all set to do that. So, we were, like I said, me and my mother and the pastor of that church in Rhode Island and his family, we were really close. We hit it off. We had a good, there would be times that we would hang out at his house for gatherings, and he would say, well, instead of driving the 10 miles back to your house, guys, why don't you just stay on my couch for the night? So we were having like, I think it might have been one of the kids' birthdays. We were having some kind of a birthday party. I remember that. It was a birthday party. And it got late. And the pastor came and said to me and my mother, he's like, well, if you guys want to stay on my couch tonight, instead of driving because he lived on the church property. It was one of these, you see this all the time where they have the church, and then next door to the church they have the pastor's headquarters and stuff. He's like, well, you're just going to have to get up early in the morning to come to church anyway, so you might as well just sleep on my couch. So we all go. So everybody in the house goes to bed. It's dead fucking quiet. And the pastor's daughter comes out on because the house, the way it was designed, it had a giant living room, and it had a few bedrooms off to the side, and then the master bedroom was if you were looking at it from the road. I'm not dealing with telemarketers right now. See, that's one of my fucking bill collectors calling me. You got our money? We need your money. Why do I got bill collectors calling me? Because I'm demonetized. So, if you were looking at the, if the camera is the road view of the house, the way the house was set up, it had a 2-car garage at this end. Then it had 3 bedrooms right here. Okay, it had a 2-car garage at this end. If you were looking from the road, it would look like this. But if you were looking at it from an aerial view, it would have the 2-car garage at this end of the house and a laundry room. Then over here it had a couple of bedrooms. Then it went into the huge living room and dining room. In this section of the house, right, was the living room and dining room. Off the living room and dining room, this whole end of the house was the master bedroom. Up on the second floor of the house, was a loft that went over the kitchen. There was a loft that went off over the kitchen. So it was like, you could look up to the loft from the living room, okay? Because the loft part was over the actual kitchen, which was next to the living room. off of the loft on the second floor, there was also another bedroom. That was where the pastor's daughter's bedroom was. Okay? So we're in the living room, sleeping on the couches and shit, right? Everybody's in bed. We're not even in bed like 40 minutes and we hear her scream, "Oh my God! John Candy died!" And I never forget that fucking voice in my head as long as I live. Never fucking forget it. When she came flying out of her bedroom and walked up, and I'm looking up this way like up at, I looked up towards the fucking, the loft or half a room or whatever you want to call it. I think they call them a loft. She came out, "Oh my God, John Candy's dead." And I still remember being in that house. The pastor's family is no longer there because the pastor died about 10 years ago. All of his children have moved away. But the house was a beautiful fucking house, and I'll never forget that as long as I live. And the one thing I'll never forget is when the daughter came out of that fucking bedroom. "John Candy's dead." I still remember where I was. I can see it in my head. It comes right back to me every time. There's just certain things you don't forget. Just like I can tell you in detail where I was at my fucking father's house on 9/11. I can tell you exactly what happened on 9/11. I can see the I could see the outline of the living room and everything else. I was at his house. I was visiting my stepbrothers. Yes, my stepbrothers. I was visiting my stepbrothers because I have 3 of them. And it was an early Tuesday morning, and we sent them out the door to school. And I'm sitting where I'm kind of sitting down, like where I am sitting down now, and like where this monitor is was the kitchen table, and on the other side of the kitchen table, on the other side, like across from me on the table, was my father's 7th wife, Sylvia. Yes, the 7th wife. She's over there. We're looking this way. We're looking at the CBS Morning News. We just turned it on, and there's smoke coming out of one of the Trade Center towers. The smoke is billowing in. At this time, all my stepbrothers are out of the house. They have all gotten picked up because it was September, mind you. This is school. It's during school season. So I'm sitting there at the table, and we're watching this thing. The first thing I did was and there was a phone. It was a cordless phone on the table. First thing I did was pick up the phone, and I called my fucking mother. And now everybody's going to say, "Why did you call your mother, Eva?" I still remember this. I called my mother because the person who took the photos of the plane crash into the Empire State Building that worked for the New York Times when a small plane crashed into the Empire State Building. The person that they sent to cover the story, and if you look at those pictures online, where you can see pictures of the plane and smoke coming out of the Empire State Building, my grandfather took those pictures. So the first thing, and I remember my grandfather talking about that. So the first thing I grabbed my phone and I called up my mother, and she's like, yes, what do you want? You know you woke me up, right? And I'm like, yes, mother, I know, I woke you up. I said, you remember how Grandpa and you used to talk about the photos that your father took of when the plane hit the fucking Empire State Building? I'm on the phone with her. And she goes, yeah, why? I said, because it just happened again in New York City, in New York, I said, it just happened again in Manhattan. My mother goes, what the fuck do you mean? I said, turn on CBS, you'll see it. And she's seen it. And just as my mother was turning on the TV, she turns on the TV, and I hear my mother. I hear my mother. It's playing in the background of the phone. I can hear my mother's like, oh my God. My mother says, oh my God, over the phone. I still remember this in 9/11. She says, oh my God. Then, right after she said, oh my God, she starts, I hear her screaming in my ear, and it's like it's in slow motion. She says, oh my God, to the first plane in the Trade Center. She no longer says, oh my God. And then I hear my mother say, what the fuck? And right at the time when my mother said, what the fuck, the second plane hit the other tower of the World Trade Center. And I will remember being at that dining room table. I will remember having CBS News on. I will remember being on the phone with my mother when the second plane hit. I will never, ever, ever forget that shit. Never. So then, my mother's like, oh, I gotta go up. We talked for a few minutes. I hung up the phone. And we started watching it. And she's watching it. We're in two different... she's in Wakefield, Rhode Island. I'm in Connecticut when this is going on. We're in two fucking different states when this is going on. I hung up the phone and I'm watching it, and then I see the Pentagon get hit. And just before the Pentagon gets hit, the phone on the table rings. Just before the Pentagon got struck by a plane, the phone rings. And I see it show up as the school district. And I'm like, okay. So I didn't answer it. My stepmother answered the phone. She gets on the phone. We're informing you that the governor of Connecticut has just declared an emergency because of what's going on in New York. He is sending all school-aged children back home, okay? And they all came off, because what they do is they pick up the oldest kids first, they get them to school, then they come back and get the middle schoolers, and they pick them up and drop them off, and then there's so many students in that area where Connecticut is, they can't just pick up the whole household in one fucking trip. They got to send the bus. For each one of my stepbrothers, each one of them rode a different bus. The bus came back to the house 3 fucking times. So they send him. They send all the kids back. They send them all home. Right? So they're all back home. All of a sudden, I'm out in the backyard with them, and all of a sudden, I see my youngest half brother run to the fucking wall of the house. Literally ran to, because we were in the backyard. He ran to the fucking side wall of the house, crouched down as low as he got, and got into the fetal position and was fucking panicking. And I said, what's the matter with you? And he's pointing up. At this time, this is when they were shutting the airports down on 9/11. And what they did is they lined up. Because we were in Connecticut, they were bringing planes into Hartford, Connecticut. One plane right after the other, after the other, after the other. So they were all in a straight line. And they're flying over the house. And my youngest fucking half-brother was tweaking the fuck out. Because he thought the planes were going to come in and land in the fucking house. This is the shit you'll never forget about 9/11. I'll never forget this as long as I live. But in reality, they were all in a fucking line going to Hartford Airport. That's where they were all going. Okay? But he thought the plane was going to come down and kill us. 11 fucking years old, and he's crouched up against a fucking wall tweaking because plane after plane after plane is going over our heads. That's how devastating it was to an 11-year-old. And I'll never fucking forget it. It's just shit like this you don't fucking forget, people. You don't forget this fucking shit. You just don't. So, and then and then after that, my younger stepbrother really changed after that. He started reading everything he could read on fucking 9/11. He started reading everything about the people who attacked the United States. He started reading all this shit. And he got a fucking anger streak going. So when he turned fucking 17 years old, he joined the military and went over to that fucking mess over there. He made it out. But a lot of people that went over there didn't make it out. He was so pissed off about what they did to us on 9/11, that he actually joined the military. Yeah. Because of how fucking freaked out he was at 11 years old when those planes were coming over the house, and he thought they were coming for him next. Yeah. Shit like this, you don't forget, people. You don't forget this shit. But I can tell you exactly where I was when Waco happened. I know exactly where I was. But we're not going to get into that one next. I gave you two scenarios. So I remember where I was when John Candy died. I remember exactly where I was when 9/11 went down. I remember when Waco happened, where I was. I can remember word for word where I was when the fucking Merrill building got hit. I can remember exactly where I was when that happened. Yeah. I can still remember some of that shit. Where I was and what I was doing. I still remember it. You don't forget shit like that, you know. My dad was married 7 times. Seven times and had 5 fucking kids. Yeah. My father's first marriage, he married into money, and he fucked that up. He married into the family of one of the people who owned Palisades Park in New York City. So, and he had a kid with the first marriage. And I'm not saying it to be fucking, you know, making fun of the Christine movie here again, but remember when George Levy comes and says, her name is Christine? That's all I know about my oldest sibling. My father had a fucking daughter named Christine, and after that marriage, he lost contact with that daughter, and that was the only one I never met. Never met my older sister Christine. Marriages 2 through 4, he didn't have any kids. He had me with my mother, which was his 5th wife. Then he got married for the 6th time, and she wasn't able to have children. She wasn't able to produce children, and so the sixth wife didn't do anything. Then he married the 7th time, and had 3 boys. Yeah. So I never met my sister. I never found my sister. I don't know, because nobody knew how to find her, and I never found my half sister. But I know I have a half sister, and I know her name was Christine. But I never fucking met that one. My 3 younger half-brothers, yes, I know who the fuck they are. I know exactly who the fuck they are. Yep, sure do. And one of them's in the military right now. He's been in the military ever since he turned fucking 17. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'm rambling now. Now I'm just fucking rambling. I gotta get out of here because I gotta take a shower in a few minutes. Yeah. Oh. But I don't even want the same clothes all the time. Jesus Christ. So again, I'm gonna reiterate quickly to get the fuck out of here. Again, the only decent person that was in my chat yesterday was Monk Guy 83. The rest of the people were all trolls. And then somebody posted this fucking comment in my channel. Well, don't you pay attention to your chat? No, I don't pay attention to my chat because my chat doesn't. I don't gain anything by the chat. I mean, the chat doesn't pay my bills. The chat doesn't give me money, so they're irrelevant to me. Well, you can't treat your fucking subscribers and viewers like that. I sure can. I sure can. Yep. I'm not even going to watch the replay. When I get done with the live stream, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the check mark and I'm going to uncheck the chat. It's the first fucking thing I'm going to do. And it goes, see you later, bye-bye. So all the people in chat right now, I hope you had fun talking to yourself because your opinions are irrelevant to me. I don't give a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck about me. Nobody gives a fuck about me. Nobody pays my fucking bills. I gotta do everything all by myself. So, why do I need to chat? I can just do the video all by myself. And I know the trolls get angry when I say this shit. The trolls get very fucking angry when I say this shit. But back to the fucking John Candy thing real quick. The bastard's daughter, the one that came out on the balcony and told everybody, hey, John Candy died. She was born the same day that a famous drummer died of anorexia. Okay? Oh, because a critic told this woman she looked fat. Oh, the little fat. And it made her conscious about her weight, so she went on a fucking tangent and became anorexic, and she died. She used to sing with her fucking brother. Okay? Think of a famous drummer in the 80s who died of anorexia. And like I said, even though I was close to this pastor's family, I always swore that his daughter was a reincarnation of her. Now everybody's going to say, emo. Why do you say that the pastor's daughter is a reincarnation of the famous woman who died? Because when the pastor's daughter was born was the same date and time that the other one died. They both became drummers. Yes, pastor's daughter became the drummer in the Assembly of God Church. Okay, she became the drummer and played the drums, just like the famous drummer who died. and she sounded just like the singer that died. So when people say, I don't know if there's a thing of reincarnation and shit, but to me that was close fucking enough to me. One singer and drummer dies on the same day another singer and drummer is born, and they both sound alike. Could ding 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 ding. Does it get you a little freakish going on that, hey, possibly that the two Karens are fucking the same Karen? Okay. I gave you the person's name, so you should be able to figure it out now. Yeah, I always thought that was strange. Yeah. That's the closest I've ever seen to anybody being related to somebody who was actually living and they got the traits of that person. So do I believe 100% in reincarnation? Getting back to this whole thing about the pastor's daughter, no, I would, but I don't know, so I'm going to keep an open mind on that. But from what I've seen, with the two people adding up, yeah, there's too many fucking identicals. Okay, to the famous singer and the bastard's daughter. Okay, and one dies and the other one's born at the exact same time. Think about it, people. Is that coincidence or is it a possibility? And I'll leave you with that. All right. Until next time, stay safe, be well, take care of yourself and each other.